Hi, I'm Gennaccarro, and today we are going to do a yoga sequence that has the intention of releasing stress. So at first, we're going to start in a comfortable seated position, cross-legged if it's available. If not, you can straighten the legs. You can come and sit on a blanket. You can even sit in a chair if that's way more comfortable for you. Again, find a nice, comfortable position. Hands will rest on the thighs or knees. We'll find a nice long spine and start to bring your focus to your breath. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose the best you can. You can even close your eyes to bring more focus upon yourself. And then when you're ready, slowly start to increase that breath. Start to add a little force to it, making it a little bit bigger with every inhale and exhale. And then we're going to take a few of these breaths. We're going to take a nice big inhale, and then we're going to slowly let that exhale leak out, doing our best to make the exhale twice as long as the inhale. If it doesn't make it twice as long, that's fine. Just kind of really try to slow it down and let one little piece of air at a time out. So for instance, we'll inhale for a count of maybe 4. See if you can exhale a count of 8. If counting helps, you can do that. But let's take about 4 of them. Inhale nice and big. Exhale, let it slowly leak out the mouth or the nose. And try a few more at your own pace. Maybe one more. Inhale, fill up completely. And exhale, slowly let it leak out. Maybe just take a moment to notice how you feel already. Just taking a few of those breaths. This is a great breath to use if you ever feel like you're getting stressed out or overwhelmed. Just take a few of these breaths, making the exhale a little bit longer. You can even choose to pause at the end of it for a moment if you're comfortable with that. And then today, now we'll start a little bit of movement. When you're ready, we're going to start with rib circles or Sufi grinds. So we're going to take the hands to the shins. If your legs are not crossed, do your best to cross them. If not, again, do it whatever you have. You can again sit in the chair. But when you're ready, we're going to start to rotate the ribs around the pelvis. Let's start maybe to the right on an inhale. Start to lean over to the right. Swing the ribs forward. Exhale, rotate it around. Take a few rounds right here. Rotating. This is going to start to gently loosen up the hips and the lower back. You can take them as big or as small as comfortable. Just remember, inhale forward, exhale back. Let's take a few more in this direction. when you're ready, slowly come back to center. And let's try it the other direction. Start to send it over to the left. Inhale forward, right, exhale back and around. Again, the breath is so important. Keep that breath nice and big. If you need to add a little force, really squeeze that belly on the exhale to keep that breath nice and big. We'll take a few more rounds on this side. When you're ready, slowly bring that spine back to neutral. Take a moment. And then we'll do some neck circles. When you're ready, on an exhale, drop the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Slowly roll the chin across the chest, over to the left. Inhale, take a gaze up and over. Inhale up. Exhale down and around. Again, follow that breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's take a couple more right here. And when you're ready, bring that spine back to neutral. Let's take the other side. Drop the left ear over towards the left shoulder. Roll around. Inhale up. Exhale down. A few more in this direction. And then once you finish that last one, slowly bring that spine back to neutral. Take a moment, notice how you feel. And we'll make our way to table. When you're ready, come onto your hands and knees. If you need a blanket for your knees, take one underneath your knees now and give them a little cushion if you have knee pain. Do a check, knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Spine is nice and long. And from here, we're going to take a little thread the needle. When you're ready, you're going to keep that left hand planted, and on the inhale, start to peel that right arm up to the sky. Maybe wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, starting to open up the chest, have a twist to the spine. Two more breath right here. And then when you're ready, take this right arm, start to thread it through the left side. Reach out as far as you can and drop down onto that right shoulder. The head will follow. Now you can take this left arm, extend it out onto your mat, onto your lower back, or your right hip pocket. Let's take a good 3 breaths right here. You should feel a nice, good stretch in this right shoulder blade. And then when you're ready, take this left hand back underneath the shoulder. Press yourself up. Maybe stretch that right arm up to the sky one more time. And then come back to your table. When you're ready, let's take that left side. Start to take that left hand up to the sky, keeping the right hand planted. Again, maybe wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. Feel a nice good stretch into the chest, shoulders, and this left side. Even a twist into the spine. And then on that next exhale, thread this left arm through the right side. Stretch it out as far as you can. Drop down onto that left shoulder. The head will follow. Again, the right arm can extend on the mat above your head. It can come to your lower back or that left hip pocket. Again, take it wherever is comfortable for you at this current moment. No need to be extreme. As long as you find that nice, good stretch on this left shoulder blade. Again, you can still feel this in other places, maybe the lower back, the glutes. And let's take a few more breaths right here. You can even reach out through those left fingertips. Gently pressing the knees into the mat. And then when you're ready, start to take that right hand back underneath the shoulder. Press yourself up. Maybe swing that left arm up to the sky for a moment. Exhale, lower that arm back down, coming back to your table. Now that we've started to loosen things up, let's strengthen a little bit. Let's take a little table balance. When you're ready, extend that left leg out and lift it up about hip level. You can point or flex that left toe if you like. You can even turn the left toe in towards the right inner thigh to help drop that hip down so they're both still in alignment. You can stay right here, or if you need something more challenging, you can take this right arm and extend it out in front of you. Now you should start to feel all those muscles working, all the muscles that surround the spine. This is going to help us keep good posture. Let's take about 5 more breaths right here. Again, find that space you can comfortably breathe. If you stop breathing, feel free to move out of the pose and take a break. More important than anything is keeping that nice big breath. And then when you're ready, slowly lower that right arm down, and that left leg, if you had both of them, will all come back to table. When you're ready, let's try the other side. Extend that right leg out, lift it up hip level. Again, you can point or flex that foot if you like. You can even turn those right toes in towards that left inner thigh that helps drop that hip down a little bit. You can stay right here with this table balance. You can make it more challenging, extending that left arm out in front of you. Again, whatever feels good for you. Let's take a few breaths right here. Again, keep that breath nice and big. Just a few more breaths right here. And then when you're ready, slowly lower that left arm and the right knee, coming back to table. And we'll make our way back to seating. Once you're seated, find those sits bones into the mat. We'll take one more loosening and strengthening sequence right here. When you're ready, you're going to bend this right knee, bringing it inside that left inner thigh. Once you found this nice, comfortable position, inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, slowly fold forward over this left leg. We're going to take a few breaths right here. Just starting to loosen up the left hamstring and all of that backside. And then we're going to start to add a little movement. Now the first sequence I'll show you is going to be the modified version, so it'll be a little bit easier. So when you're ready, you're going to start to lift up. Right hand's going to come back behind that right hip. Left arm's going to reach up for the sky. And you'll feel a good stretch into the front body, have a little back bend going on. And then on an exhale, you're going to float back into your single-legged fold. Now if you want something a little more challenging, you're going to rise back up. Right hand's going to come back behind the hip. You're going to press this right shin into the floor, lift the hips up to the sky, and complete a deeper back bend, lifting the hips off the mat. So now, again, you can choose, but we'll flow here for about a minute or so. Exhale into your fold. On an inhale, rise up into the back bend of your choice. Now we're stretching both sides and at the same time starting to strengthen the shoulder, the tricep, the glutes. And again, go at your own pace. Let's take two more on this side. And then take another breath or two in that fold. When you're ready, slowly rise back up to seated. Let's try the other side. Extend that right leg out. If you want to give them a little pedal before you switch, go ahead. And then we'll start to bend this left knee, bringing the left foot inside the right inner thigh. Find your nice long spine, and on that inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, slowly fold forward over this right leg. Take a few breaths right here to just start to loosen up this right hamstring. Again, keep that breath. That's the most important thing. With a nice big breath, everything is just a little bit easier. start to add in. When you're ready, inhale, lift up, left hand back behind the hip, right arm up to the sky. Again, you can stay with the hips connected to the floor. Or if you choose, you can start to press into that left shin, lifting the hips up off the mat when that left hand comes back behind the hip. Again, follow the breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back bend. You may even start to notice that the more you repeat this sequence, the more the body just kind of gently opens up. You find a little bit more space every time you flow. Let's take about 2 more on this side. And then once you finish that last one, finish in that fold. Just take a couple more breaths right here, maybe seeing if there's a little more space to relax into the pose. And then when you're ready, slowly rise back up to seating. Extend the legs out, give them a little pedal. You can even give them a little windshield wiper. Whatever feels good for you. And then we're going to make our way onto our back. So get onto your back however you like to get there. You can be nice and gentle and just kind of pick a side. Gently lower yourself down. Once you're onto your back, let's bring the knees into the chest and just give ourselves a little hug. You can rock side to side if that feels comfortable. Kind of giving that back a nice little massage. You can even take it deeper, bringing face to knee. You can even do small circles on that lower back. When you're ready, we're going to plant those feet hip distance apart. Knees will stay bent. Arms are going to come to a T or a cactus, whatever you have room for. Wait for an exhale, and on that exhale, start to let those knees drop over to the left, coming into a twist. Now gaze can be up at the ceiling, or you can look off either shoulder. Just know if you look away from your knees, you're going to give that neck a nice good stretch again. Again, if you feel a nice good stretch, you can stay right here, or you can start to extend both legs out. As long as all of this upper back stays connected to the floor, you should find a nice good twist in that lower lumbar region. Take 2 more breaths right here. And then on that inhale, rise those knees back up to the ceiling. Wait for an exhale, let them drop over to the right now. Again, gaze can be up at the ceiling or off either shoulder. You can straighten the legs if you like, finding a deeper stretch, as long as all of this upper back stays melted to the floor. Take a couple more breaths right here. On that inhale, rise the knees back up to the ceiling. Arms will come alongside the body, palms facing down. When you're ready, we'll finish with a bridge pose. Press into those feet, curl the pelvis up to the sky, lifting the hips. Find a nice long spine. One more time. Upper back melts into the floor. We'll keep curling that pelvis up, strengthening all the muscles that surround the spine again. This is another great pose for your posture. Also gently opening up the chest one more time. Do your best to keep those knees facing forward. And then on that next exhale, slowly lower yourself down, one vertebrae at a time, making your way back onto the mat. From here, we're going to find Shavasana for a couple minutes. Extend the legs out with a little bit of space. Let the toes flop wherever you want. Flip the palms facing up with a little space alongside the body as well. Maybe gently tuck that chin in so the back of the neck is long. And we'll rest here just for a few minutes, doing our best not to move anything. If you want to maybe see if you can get a little more comfortable, let's try that breath again. Inhale nice and big. This time exhaling out of the mouth nice and slow. You can even maybe kind of pierce your lips like you're holding the straw to help that air leak out nice and slow. And then you can try 1 or maybe 3. We'll inhale nice and big. Exhale, let it slowly leak out of the mouth. Once you've done that breath a few times, just melt into the pose now. Let the shoulders feel heavy, the space in between your eyebrows starts to relax a little bit deeper. Maybe that tongue will even come off the roof of your mouth. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe roll your wrists and ankles or turn your head from side to side. Kind of gently moving the body again. And then when you're ready, stretch those arms up overhead. Really stretch through the fingers and toes. And then start to roll off to one side into your fetal position. You can use your forearm as a pillow. And then slowly pull yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Hands at heart center. Once you're at heart center and seated, just take a moment again to see how you feel. Do you notice any changes from when you first started class? Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.